The village of Greenhills is beginning to make plans to transform the Greenhills golf course into a space that the entire village can enjoy. Before the last council meeting, there was a brief meeting for the residents of the properties that surround the golf course. I brought my camera along to see what I could find out and to get a few brief comments about what we can expect. Original plans for the village indicated that this space could be a public park. So when the village realized that the golf course use was dwindling, this idea seemed like a good place for the village to start. Here are some of the elements of the park I heard mentioned in the meeting. Natural space, a pond with aeration, prairie grass that borders the pond and creates a barrier to keep kids from getting too close, walking paths, a natural amphitheater. I caught the municipal manager, the mayor, the chief of police, and one of the council members to find out what kind of plans the village is considering and what parts of the plan they're looking forward to most.
Well, here in Greenhills, we're working on a new town park on the side of the old golf course. For a number of years now, the golf course has been decreasing in usage, and it just seemed like it was the right time to go ahead and make a change. So the village has had a concept design prepared. We have just shared that with the residents of Ingram and Gambier because they actually abut the new site, and we are excited to get started on this project. Some things we're likely to see in the park, definitely a good network of some new walkways, as well as some pathways that connect to portions of our community that currently aren't connected with the center of the village. So we're excited about increasing the number of options for people to walk. We intend to do an arboretum with a variety of trees, coupled with a pond with prairie grass.
Being a working project to come up with something that's an alternative to having as a golf course that could be something that the community could use and people want to use it. So this is the proposal that we had a consultant look at it and come up with. And actually it was somebody who used to play golf on the golf course when he was a kid. And he's a landscape architect. So this is the first meeting to kind of share the things that we're potentially looking at and see what people think or what people would like and that sort of thing. And we'll see what develops. The additional green space to help people that like to walk and like nature and that sort of thing. One of the proposals also was to have community gardens. And a lot of it depends on money and what people would like, and if we can get a grant to help pay for it. Things could be phased in as to what we do with it and that sort of thing.
Well, I think this area has been neglected for a while, and I think this is a tremendous opportunity for our residents to turn it into literally a town center, because it is pretty much in the center of the village. It's surrounded by a circle of residences, and I think it's going to be, at least for us from a law enforcement perspective, it's a place that kids can go to play, that keeps, it just keeps people out of trouble. It's a wonderfully, just a beautiful area for our residents to go and just have some recreation opportunities. And it's so nice to have a good place to go take a walk where there's not cars where you have to stop for or worry about getting hit by a distracted driver. So I think it's going to be a great opportunity. The amphitheater is something that residents have talked about here for years. I'd love to see that developed and turn into a real entertainment venue. I think that it's going to be just a really neat place to go and have special events. So I think it's just a real positive for the community. I'm excited to see it happen.
I am beyond excited that we are getting a new park in Greenhills. There's going to be so much potential for so many more of our residents to take part in everything that's going to be offered here at where the golf course is. Right now, if you're a golfer, you can golf and play there, but there are so many other walks of life in our village that can take advantage of what we're going to be providing for them. There's going to be the pond there where grandparents can take their grandchildren to go fishing or to go walking around. There's going to be wildflowers you can look at. There's going to potentially be a community garden where you can grow, which I love to garden, so I'm excited about that. There's going to be walking paths where you can go for walks with your family and your friends and your pets. There's potential to have the amphitheater there that you can rent out for different events, or we may have some musical events there, concerts, things like that. There could be a potential for like markets or bazaars or just other types of events that we can throw together there, and there's so much utilization that we can have in this area that I am beyond excited to take part in.
Here are a few other things that came up in conversation during this neighborhood meeting. They're still looking for sources of funding, but there are no plans for a new levy to make this happen. There was a recreation levy a few years back, and they have some funding from that. There is a little money already allocated for the golf course, and the village will be looking for grants to make up the difference. Some of the planned walking trails will connect areas of the village that aren't already connected, which is right in line with the walkability that makes Greenhills such a great neighborhood. The walkways will also be ADA compliant to make sure they're accessible to everyone. An informational kiosk will be a place the village information can be posted. This will be an open park maintained by the village and not a park that requires a special sticker or membership. And the amphitheater planned is a smaller, more organic one, a place a small performance or a wedding could take place. The representative photo at the meeting showed more of a terraced, grassy area. The timeline for this park is a few years. Grading will come first, not a lot of grading, but enough to make sure that the paths are flat to walk on. Then grass will be planted and the planting can start, and probably the first thing we'll begin to see are the pathways. Thanks for watching Talking with Greenhills. This park project is just beginning, and I'm looking forward to finding out more details as it progresses. And when I find out more details, I'll be sure to share them with you. In the meantime, you can always find out what's going on in Greenhills through the village website, which is www.greenhillsohio.us.